Now, there's more to the 12-week year in just this shifting how we look at time and how we think about time. We bundled it with the fundamentals of high performance. There's a set of disciplines and principles. Everything I'm going to talk about from this point forward, you've already heard. You know. Now, what's the challenge in that? The challenge is when we see something we know, there's a tendency to check out, oh, I got that. What I want you to do is really think about how you can leverage this more effectively, how you can build greater capacity just to get more of what you want in your business and in your personal life. Because when we've had people apply it as a system, they get better. And I think as we go through it, you're going to see if you apply it as a system, you can't help but get better. So let me jump in. There's 5 disciplines, and the first is vision. And I know for some of you, the minute I mention that, the wheels start turning, oh, here we go again. But that's the starting point of all high performance. That's where we first engage our thinking about what's possible for us. And you will never outpace your mental models. Winston Churchill said, the empires of the future are the empires of the mind. Partly what he's talking about there is we create things twice, first mentally, then physically. And the biggest barrier to high performance is not the physical manifestation, it's the mental creation. The runners in the group, where are you? Roger Bannister. Who's Roger Bannister? 4-minute mile guy. All right. First person to run a mile in 4 minutes or less. Up until that time, everyone said impossible. In fact, the medical community came out and said, as a species, we're not built to do that. It'll never happen. You know how long he held the record? 47 days. 47 days on something that was impossible. But that's what happens. Right? There's a thinking shift, a massive thinking shift when something happens. Like it happens for you and I as well. Right? If you don't create it mentally, you'll never create it physically. Now, some of you have done vision work around your business. We don't start there. We start with your life. Because business is just part of life. What do you want your life to look like 3 years from now? God, and by the way, what does great look like? God willing, you're going to be here. And then we look at the business and say, okay, now what does your practice need to do to align and enable with that? So there's this connection between what I do Monday through Friday and the life I want to live. And the stronger that connection is, the easier it is for you to step out and do things differently and do different things. Because I would argue if you're going to create a different result in any area, you're going to have to do things differently and do different things. Amen? No. Amen? Amen? Absolutely, right? If you want something you don't currently have, you're going to have to do something you're not currently doing. And every time you do that, there's a level of uncertainty, there's a level of discomfort that comes with that. Without a compelling vision of the future that's bigger than the present, it's too easy to just do what you've always done. And the more successful you are, the easier it is to do that. Think about that. It's back to that people stop learning, right? Because things are good right now. But the fact of the matter is if you're not pushing ahead, you're falling behind. It's that vision that pulls you forward. And yet, if you really set a bold vision for yourself, it will be uncomfortable. That's okay. That's part of the process. Right? I want to be an encouragement to you to really pursue what's in your heart, to push the boundaries of what's possible for you. The challenge with that is this. You can have 100 people tell you you're awesome. You can have one person tell you you suck. And what do you remember? You suck. Yeah. Forget those people. They play a small game. They're uncomfortable with other people succeeding around them. I think the ultimate tragedy in life would be at the end of life, look back and realize you let a handful of people determine what you were capable of. I'm going to give you some resources. I really want to encourage you to spend some time on this whole vision piece. It's not fluff. It's fundamental to you taking it to the next level, whatever that looks like for you. I love this quote. Tell me what you plan to do with your one wild and precious life. Do you think about your life that way? I think you should.